Continuing our coverage of Russia-Ukraine conflict, I have several updates for you. Some updates from the last night. What happened last night? Secondly, two important questions. How many Russian troops are deployed along Ukraine border? How many LPR, DPR troops are there? How close are these troops deployments? Thirdly, we'll have a look at some other developments. Canada sent some weapon shipments to Ukraine yesterday. Joe Biden, US President, is due to chair a meeting of National Security Council today on Ukraine. Today is Sunday, but meeting is going to be held. Then G7 released a statement a few hours ago, and Zelensky proposed to hold a meeting with Putin. Firstly, two important questions, viewers. How many Russian troops are deployed along Ukraine border now in Crimea, in Belarus, in Russian regions, Rostov, Belgorod, and how many LPR, DPR troops are in Luhansk and Donetsk? Well, Russian ambassador to OSCE Minsk group said a few hours ago that total deployment of Russian and Russia aligned troops along Ukraine border is around 170,000 to 190,000. So around 200,000 troops, Russian troops, LPR, DPR troops, and troops of Russian Ministry of Interior are now deployed close to Ukrainian border. How close is this deployment? We saw a video clip last night from Belgorod. The clip is from Shabakino. Shabakino is in Belgorod, Russia, very close to Ukraine border. Around 5 kilometers away from Ukrainian border, a large column of Russian heavy weapons, including tanks, was seen a few hours ago. In Crimea, they are deployed, Russian deployments. In Belarus, we know that they are installing some floating bridges. A new floating bridge appeared on Pripyat river a few hours ago on Belarus-Ukraine border. So, in northern direction in Belarus, in eastern direction in Belgorod, and in Crimea, Russian troops are very close to Ukrainian border. They are less than 10 kilometers away from Ukraine border. Their heavy weapons, their tanks, their howitzers, their MLRs are also less than 10 kilometers away from Ukrainian border. Now, what happened last night, viewers? Last night, heavy exchange of artillery strikes happened between Russia-backed LPR, DPR fighters and Ukrainian forces. Dozens of ceasefire violations were reported both in Luhansk and Donetsk. Russian news sources say that in the past 24 hours, Ukrainian forces have committed more than 100 ceasefire violations. Ukraine says that last night 88 violations were committed by LPR, DPR fighters, and they attacked Ukraine with heavy artillery. So all night, last night, there was exchange of artillery strikes, there was exchange of shelling between LPR, DPR and Ukrainian forces. Now, two video clips for you before we move on to next phase of this video. First video clip shows that Russian vehicles, their military vehicles, are using a special sign, a Z sign. This Z sign can be seen marked on their vehicles. Why are Russians using this Z sign? It is being used to identify the different formations, to distinguish between their vehicles and enemy vehicles and vehicles at different formations. Secondly, we have a video clip from Belarus where you can see dozens of combat Russian helicopters flying in Karilchi district of Belarus. Watch two videos, then we'll move on to other developments, very important developments. Now, other developments include that today US President Joe Biden is due to chair a meeting of National Security Council on Ukraine. Ukraine is the agenda of this meeting. Today is Sunday, but on Sunday the meeting will be held. That shows the gravity of the situation. And how did US learn about upcoming attack on Ukraine from Russia? What is being told now is that the US somehow intercepted a message from Russian military command to its subordinate officers to press ahead with a full scale attack on Ukraine. On the basis of this message, US announced to the world that Russia was all set to attack Ukraine. Then obviously it was corroborated by the presence, the mobilization of Russian troops as well. Now, G7 has also released a statement a few hours ago. G7 countries, UK, US, Italy, France, Germany, Japan, Canada. They say that Ukraine has a right to decide its future about its security issues. Means Ukraine has a right to join NATO. They are threatening Russia with economic sanctions, and they say that Russia must show visible reduction in its deployments close to Ukraine border. They want implementation of Minsk agreements. Question is, how far will these countries support Ukraine militarily? Will Ukraine be on its own if Russia attacked Ukraine? Or will all these G7 countries send their troops to fight in Ukraine? That remains to be seen. Thirdly, viewers, Liz Truss, UK's Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, known for announcing deadlines about Russian invasion of Ukraine, now says that invasion will now happen next week. Let's see. Canada sent weapon shipments to Ukraine a few hours ago. The weapon shipments include rifles, some surveillance devices, and other weapons. Earlier, we saw weapon shipments from the US arrive in Ukraine. Will these countries be part of the fighting? Will they deploy their troops in Ukraine if Russia attacks Ukraine? That remains to be seen. And lastly, viewers, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was in Munich, Germany yesterday. He attended international security conference there, and in his talk with a journalist, he proposed a meeting with Putin, Russian president. Will Putin meet Zelensky or not? That remains to be seen. Zelensky has proposed a meeting with Putin. Thank you for watching.